Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Tower Factory, the game that combines automation and tower defense. Right now, the game is in early access, so let's see what this wonderful hidden gem has to offer. So right now, I'm just doing the tutorial to get a handle on what's going on. I have a lot of experience with factory games in general, and if there's any military part of it, usually you want to just invest a lot more into production, setting up a lot more, from anything. There's iron, stone, whatever it is. You need to just automate as much as you can, because that's going to help you so much more than if you spend all of your resources on one or two early game turrets. Now you might be wondering, Bob, why would you leave Factorio? Well, I didn't. I just was bored one day and nothing was really happening, so I decided to get this game and try it out. Now we just need to find one light crystal, and that's the tutorial beat. Nice. So now for the real game. The enemy attack is at around 7:30, so we have plenty of time to collect and automate some basic resources. So the early game, you want to gather as much resources as possible. So I'll place down a couple choppers, put a combiner, and belt it all. You may notice that I can easily place a stone miner, but right now you just, in the early game, want to get as much wood as possible. I'll obviously set up stone mining later, but right now just need to mine a couple trees. And then I will place the stone miner. I usually place two of them, so I'm gonna put a combiner to get a little bit more stone. And eventually we'll have stone running all the way to the tower. Now that we have stone production automated, we have to work on making planks. Planks are used in multiple different buildings, mainly ballistas. Ballistas are a really good type of turret if you don't have any other ones unlocked. Usually I like to place about 16 ballistas, 2 cannon, 2 mortars, and 2 acorn turrets. They're the lowest health enemies, so if there's one mushroom that's on 1 HP of health, it won't waste a ballista shot, it'll just be an acorn shot. Now that we have enough stone for the sawmill, we're gonna place it down and gonna constantly have us automating planks. Our wood production is way too little, so I'm gonna place another chopper. Now you might notice that I'm not just attaching the chopper to the left side belt, and that's because those are gonna get saturated really quickly. The belts can only put so much into the tower. That's why I'm not just placing choppers everywhere. You need to focus on different buildings, because if I were to just place choppers on every single tree, it would overwhelm the supply chains to the tower with just boring wood, versus I'm gonna have to need planks in the future, and they're just gonna block out the planks production. Now these mushrooms are getting a little bit close to the tower. I don't like that, so our stone is taking a bit longer than I would like to accumulate, so I'm going to just place another stone miner, combine that, and now we have twice as much stone, so it will accumulate twice as fast. Now I'm just going to make a stonemason, although what I did not know is that in demo mode, it's pretty much pointless, but gives good experience, learning what to do. And as you can see, the choppers on the left side, the belts are getting pretty full. So if I would add, 7 more choppers. Oh, we just got our first attack on our base. That is not good. They do so much damage. Anyway, that's morning. We have a little bit of time before the next wave comes. Just trying to fit all of these belts in. Now, how you beat the game is you build bonfires and find the enemy's tower, And you have to also find light crystals, which are scattered around the map. Now our first tree is gone, so we have to relocate these choppers somewhere. I have an idea on how to use these combiners and splitters, but I don't know if it will work. So I've noticed that ballistas take a lot of planks, so I'm gonna make another, what was that building called? The building that makes planks. I'm gonna make another one of those, sawmill. Place that right here, and then now we will have twice as much planks coming in. Now this is my idea. I figured it will work because this game is so well designed. That's 3 machines going into one. So I'm gonna have to move that and place a splitter at the right behind it, so that if there's any excess wood, it would go onto a different belt. Then that one will just go there, put it into a combiner, and I hope you understand this. I sure don't. Anyway, it's working, and then we just need to place a combiner there, and then we will have our wooden planks, so we can build more ballistas. Now we need more wood, so I'm probably gonna just mine that by hand for some absurd reason. Unfortunately, when I was playing, it was really loud, so I couldn't, talk directly. So apologies if the voiceover is a little bit unsynced with the footage, so I'm just talking while it's building. And of course, I don't notice that those sawmill planks aren't going anywhere. Just off to the side, mining stone, even though we already have a perfectly working stone mine. And then I realized, oh wait a second, that should probably be moving. That should also be moving. I'm really glad we got the 2 early game ballistas up so that those mushrooms stand no chance. Now that we have enough essence, we're gonna make a bonfire, and as you can see, there's just more path. And now we have to wait for even more stone, which is getting mildly annoying. So if anything, I'm probably gonna just place another one, so we have 3 times, no, so we have 1.5 times this much stone. And as you can see, we're getting our first crabs. So I need to immediately put the priority on the ballistas to the highest health enemies, so that they don't just target mushrooms, which can be taken care with the acorn cannons. I'm also getting a little concerned how much they are, so I'm just trying to get more. But yeah, this crab is gonna hit our base. No, stop, no. Wow, that was a strong attack, and it's not ending, so. Mildly panicking. I'm gonna place another acorn cannon, and just, we're getting attacked again, and again, and again. And I think that's the run. One more ballista won't really do anything, but whatever. As you can see, I got the production for planks up way too late, and that just costed me the run, because ballistas are really the only thing that can stop it. That's a really beautiful animation. Props to the dev. Now that we have gotten our other coin, we can now buy a upgrade in the shop, which is where you start with 50 wood and 25 stone. Yeah, the other one's not that really important, but if we can get that 50 wood and stone, that's gonna get everything up so much faster. Yeah, I mean, these upgrades are good, but right now I just need to get ballistas up as soon as possible, and then we can hold for a long time, build more stuff. Now that we got that, new game, now that I'm armed with a tiny bit of knowledge, we will do better, and since I have that wood, I can immediately set up placing a couple of choppers. I really like how the path is, how it's super winding, so the turrets don't have to be as far spread. Of course, I wasted all of the wood on that just combiner and 2 choppers. You still obviously have to do some hand mining, and probably place the belts in the right direction, but now, look, like 3 seconds in and we already have wood. That's probably bad. Now we need a lot more stone. Last run, I kinda couldn't really build those ballistas because we were out of stone. So as soon as possible, I'm gonna place a couple stone miners. If you like this sort of content, games that are not specifically Factorio, then drop a comment and I'll see what I can do if you have any cool automation games. Unfortunately, I cannot run Satisfactory on my computer, which I really wanted to do, but it's a potato. I had to turn down OBS settings for this video to record it. That's why I have a little bit of experience, because this is a retake of a video I did earlier. And you probably need to have wood around a chopper, but I might be wrong. Yeah, you do. There's no resources left, so I'm just gonna move it one back. We're about halfway to our first enemy attack, and we're just stockpiling wood. And now I learn of the rotate buttons, because why not have more wood coming in? You're always gonna need wood. So just another combiner, the usual. And it's really fun game loop, where there's just so much stuff to do. That's why I love automation games so much. And if anyone has experience with video editing, drop some tips. I'm always learning. I'm also thinking of maybe making a game in Godot or something, but as for right now, there's no way I can get close to this level of beautiful graphics and functionality. The main reason we died last time was because I ran out of wooden planks to build the ballistas, so this time I'm not making the same mistake. I'm doubling our wooden plank production even before the first wave hits. The only thing that I need now after this is stone, a lot more stone. And as you can see, we already are stockpiling planks. I also saw in the menu that there are catapults, which take wooden stakes. But before we do that, I don't really want a repeat of what happened last time, so I'm going to make my first ballista and put it right in the middle of that winding path. I think that's going to be a great position in the long run, and soon we will have a bonfire to illuminate the other half of it. We also need a lot more stone. We're running dry, and that's what a lot of these runs boil down to, is losing, because there's not much stone. Also, another thing, the wooden belts carry 120 items per minute. I did not know this at the time of recording, so you can put 4 wood choppers and that will fully saturate the belt. Because if you were to have, say, 6 wood choppers, 2 of them would be wasted, because the belts can only carry so much. Even the combinators also have that, so you can't just have combinators everywhere. At least that I know of. It might be a bug that the dev didn't code in yet. And we still need more stone. Big surprise. But we probably should connect it to a stone source. I mean, that's how it works most of the time. Our production is pretty stable for the first day. I like how this is going. We're making another ballista so that we can have peace of mind for the first couple of days. Just to mine some stuff by hand. And now nightfall. Place our bonfire. And less than optimal paths, but that's a lot of stone that we can use later on. It's really nice. Nightfall. Once again, these graphics are amazing. For an indie dev game, I know how hard it is. And now the attacks will come. So yeah, you can put 6 stone miners on one belt, but the reason I'm not doing that is because we also have to worry about the wooden planks. But look at that beautiful line of stone. This music is really good. Props to whoever made it. Also, remember when placing ballistas, you want to have them target the higher health enemies so that the acorn cannons can take care of the tiny half health mushrooms. So that's what I'm doing really quick. Yeah, that hurt. Just waiting for more wood so we can build another bonfire. And you also don't want to just ignore this, because if you wait, eventually the waves will just become too strong. Ooh, that's nice. I think that red stuff makes your turrets 100% stronger, so that's helpful. And there's that little chest, which I hope I will eventually click. Probably a good idea if I do that. 100 wood, that's very helpful. Now we can immediately build our next bonfire. wherever we want to. It's probably a bad spot. I don't want to take away space for the Rune of Damage. Pretty good setup. I would have expanded more if I knew how much these belts could carry, but so far good for our second run. We're gonna place... No, we can't, because it's still in fog, which is annoying. But I like how there are small breaks between waves, so you don't have to constantly worry about getting attacked. Please like and subscribe. I know, shameless, but it helps me out. It's a free thing. I would really appreciate it if you do. If any of my videos get 100 likes, I will do a 100-day Death World run in Factorio. And I will complete it, unlike my other ones, which you should definitely go check out. This, I think, is a mistake to build a stonemason, since we're not going to need it for the demo version. But it's still nice to have, you know, more factory. It looks better, and it's not going to clog up the belts or anything, because I think it makes 20 a minute, so we can still fit 10 more items per minute on the south belt for the tower. As soon as we kill these mushrooms, which could be any day now. Wow, they give so little essence. Now we can build our bonfire and illuminate more of the path. And we place another turret on the obelisk, so they're twice as strong. I'm half wishing for the crabs to start coming because they give 5 essence instead of just 1, but those also will probably hit our tower a lot. This is a good game. You should play it. Very easy, not too complicated like Factorio or anything. But try it out. I also wasn't sponsored or anything to make this video. You would sponsor someone with only 15 subscribers. Please help out that number. I don't know why I did this keep target thing, but I don't know. I also noticed just now that I ran out of trees, which is probably a big issue, especially if that's making your main supply of planks, which you need for your catapults. I meant ballistas. So I'm gonna quickly relocate those, spend like 10 more wood on the belts. I also love how cheap these belts are. In Factorio, in a very early game, it's hard to get belts. At least for me. Probably not for you guys, since you're better than I am. Although, one recommendation I have for the dev is if someone's dragging belts to kind of lock it, so you can't make those like weird like sideways belts, kind of like in Factorio. If you drag, you won't be able to drag sideways when the belts are going up. You can only drag sideways when they're going sideways, if you know what I mean. Now I maxed out the bottom belt with the 4 wood choppers, so you'll notice later on that it'll get stockpiled. But now we have 60 essence, so we can build 2 bonfires, which is awesome. Oh, there's our first crab. And now we can put... No, we still need more fog discovered. It's mildly annoying, but whatever. Gotta work with what you got. Now that we have definitely enough space, we can place one last ballista. I don't like how that stone is blocking the last rune spot, but I guess we'll just put an acorn cannon on there. And night has fallen again. I also want to just explore a little bit to the left. Ooh, what is that? We got our first ancient ruin. What you use these ruins for is they give you light crystals, and you need 3 light crystals to defeat the tower, which spawns all of these enemies. A lot of these trees are being chopped quickly, so I have to repair that. And as you can see, our production is really good. I don't need much else. Although I do want to max out our tower amount. Later on, when I have more coins, I want to upgrade our max tower count, because that's what ends a lot of these runs, is you physically cannot stop them because you have too little towers. But it also encourages people to think outside the box in tower placement than just blindly placing towers everywhere. Don't like how close they are, so I'm gonna put a ballista in the back and in the front. We finally have more essence for bonfires, so I'm gonna bet that it's gonna go left. I was wrong, but whatever. And we illuminate more. I think it takes around 12 bonfires to get to the end tower, but I might be wrong. Might be way off. I also would like to start making catapults, so I'm going to switch that to wooden stakes. And we have good production. Everything's going well. We can just stack up more ballistas, make a gauntlet. Everything's well. Life's good. This game has a highly addictive game loop. You know, I played for 3 hours and it just went by like that. And the first wave of the day is starting. Looking back, I do regret not building more turrets faster, but all is well. I am still kind of new to this game. If you have any strategies or tactics, please let me know in the comments. And there they are, little mushrooms that want to destroy our tower for some reason, even though we bring light to the board. So we have to kill them in self-defense. And a lot of this is just waiting for more essence to make our bonfire. I'm gonna place 2 acorn cannons to take care of the one-shot mushrooms so that the ballistas can aim on higher health enemies. And these mushrooms only drop 1 essence, which is kind of annoying when you're trying to build bonfires, but whatever. And a crab. And soon we shall get our catapult after we place a couple more ballistas. Our stakes have accumulated. We are waiting on just 1 more stake. Come on. And we have it. Now for our catapult. I want to place this so we can reach long-range targets, and it has a really high splash damage, so if it hits like a crab, it'll kill the mushrooms in a radius of it. Again, if you have any other game recommendations that are similar to this, please drop them in the comments. We have our first wasp. They're incredibly fast and annoying, but our turrets will make quick work of them. And now another bonfire to explore more of the map. I feel like we are getting close to that. I believe it's the evil castle, but the waves are a bit strong, and these choppers run out of wood, so I'm just gonna back it up a little. I like how small the game is, you know, it's not some crazy mega factories like Factorio where one thing stops and you don't notice it, and then your entire factory stops and you have to fix it. Here, it's just small production. At least on this level, there's probably a lot more to the game. And our end is pretty close since we reached our turret limit and they're already starting to get too close to our castle. We have found their horrible castle. Now it's just find 2 more crystals and we beat the game. But that's going to take a lot of bonfires, which require essence, which is something we don't have. which is mildly annoying. The music for the night is really good. Yeah, our end is soon. We have reached our max amount of turrets, and they're already getting close. Probably gonna change that sawmill back to planks instead of stakes. But there's really no more point of production anymore. Our turret max limit is reached. Come on, go. We still need more bonfires. We need essence, which need to kill more waves, but more waves get closer to our tower. I think a good upgrade would be for more essence drop, but that's after we die, which will be very short. And just as I pause, our rock disappears, so we're gonna have to bring these back up. But it's not really that important anymore, since our turret max isn't reached. Whatever. Sounds so like official, not official. What's the word? Dramatic. And I think that's our tower gone with that wave of 3 crabs in the rush. Oh, we're not. We're fine. Those little acorn cannons are fast shooters. The artwork is great on the ballistas. And one thing that I probably forgot was that you could upgrade your turrets. That's probably really important, and I should have remembered that. Which I will for my next run, or the one after that, if I can remember. It's mildly annoying how RNG the ruins are, but can't have everything be easy. Yeah, I really regret not knowing that you'd upgrade your turrets. We probably would have won the run if we did that. Although I am surprised on the first try we got day 4, which is pretty impressive. And we still need more bonfires. And it's an endless loop. Looking how large the map is, there's no way we're gonna get enough essence to make bonfires to find that ruin. Because genius me forgot that you can upgrade turrets. Upgrading is like the most basic part, but for some reason my brain just forgot about it. Probably because Factorio, you don't upgrade your turrets. You just make better ones, or more of them, or just more walls. That's me showing my frustration that the essence is taking too long to produce. I know there's nothing left to be done, so I'm just randomly doing stuff. And that's the run over. They have overran our turrets, and our tower is gone. Look how many crabs there are. And that's game over. But now that we have gotten 3 of these coins, we can go find something to spend them in the shop. This was my main mistake for getting starter resources too. I should have gotten like light essence or something, but I didn't know. But for some reason it was just appealing to get more starter resources. And that's Tower Factory. Hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to like, sub, and I'll see you in the next one.